Hello, this is the World of Art TV. I'm Judi Moreo.
And I'm Ruthie Moller.
And we have an incredible guest for you today. She's quite different than most of the guests that we have. She's a lot younger.
Well, and I think we should do more of that. Number one, we should get some of these young artists, but Julez is definitely young, yes, but she's seasoned and she's talented and she's experienced and she's successful. So I'm super excited that she's on our show today.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to meet her, and we'll do that in just a moment.
There are many insurance companies out there, but none can compare with McDonough Family Insurance. We take time to get to know each and every customer's individual needs. We want you to feel like part of the family and pride ourselves in protecting what matters most to you. Our agency offers all types of insurance, including life, auto, home, health, renters, and business owner policies. We strive for excellence each and every day to make sure that whatever situation arises in your life, you can feel safe, secure, and confident. One call to McDonough Family Insurance Agency will make your world brighter. Call us at 702-684-6989. That's 702-684-6989. We're always here with a smile and ready to help you. McDonough Family Insurance Agency, the company that cares.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a fabulous guest. Her name is Julez. She is a photographer with Ev36, and Julez does fantasy photography as well as beauty photography as well as regular photography. Is that what we would say? She does it all, but her fantasy work is some of what we're talking about today. It's absolutely beautiful.
Her concept art, your concept art, is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
I know that sometimes you take pieces from shows that like have cult followings and that kind of thing. Tell us about some of the really cool, some of your favorite works that you've done.
Yeah, well, I get inspired by movies, by TV shows, just pretty much by anything. I could just see something and I'll get inspired and I'll create something out of that. My recent pieces are inspiration from a Penny Dreadful, and I've known the show for a while, but just recently I decided to get inspired by it. So it's an old show now.
So we're showing this picture of Penny Dreadful now, so tell us a little bit about that.
So it's really gothic feel to it, and then the dog, everything is obviously green screen, so the dog is not there, and it was just all for the model to portray that expression, that emotion, and that model is actually Alexandra Ackerman, and she's amazing. She's great at portraying different characters, and I've used her for multiple pieces.
That's awesome.
And so the whole Penny Dreadful thing, it's the gothic, the dangerous, kind of like the mistress feel to it. And so that's kind of what we went for.
And that's very cool because it it works conceptually with the show, but it's so original in the way that you portrayed it. So how long does it take to, I know it's a lot of Photoshop, right? So how do you do that overlay, or how long does that all take, do you think?
It varies. It really does vary on each project. That one, I don't remember how long it exactly took me. Maybe like an hour, honestly.
Wow.
Because once I'm inspired, it goes pretty quick. It's that when I'm not inspired that it takes some time to figure it out and really go back to it. But when I'm I know what I'm doing, I get the fog in there and the lights and the little details. And I love to leave little details in every photo. I usually do. So if you'll zoom in, you'll find a spider or little
very
things.
Fun.
So it's great because people go, "Oh God, I just found this random bug." I'm like, "Yeah, I left it there for you to find."
That's so cute. So how big are these usually printed when you're creating an actual work of art?
You could print it to any size.
Any size.
I've done billboards.
Oh my goodness. So maybe you'd see the bug on the billboard.
Any size. Not a fantasy billboard, obviously.
Yes.
But I have done, for Red Rock Casino, I did Alice, their Alice in Wonderland show. So I did all their portraits for that. And there's an actual, a sign with my work. So if you want to see that, that is at Red Rock.
That's very cool.
But yeah, any size. I make everything really high quality, so you can be able to print it in anything.
And what about this photo we have entitled Fifth Dimension?
Fifth Element.
It's
a movie. I have to know the movie.
I'm sorry. I'm old. I'm old. I'm not.
Yeah, Fifth Element. that's another inspiration from the Fifth Element movie, and that was Lilu. And pretty much, again, I don't want to use the exact same scenes from the scene,
Right.
you know, from the movies or films. I could, but I think it's more fun to kind of like, oh, that's Fifth Element, but it's, you know, not Fifth Element, but you still have
Right.
that feel to it. And so that's what I did there. Her saving the world, and her costume was actually tape. We used
Which is
yeah,
incredible.
electrical tape, electric tape. So like
stuff.
white tape, and it was a process. That took longer than the editing and the photography itself, because we had to put that on her.
It harder to take it off, I'm sure.
It was not fun. No, not fun.
So some of the other works, one of the ones that I like a lot is the one where it's like a clone.
Okay.
And I thought it was body painting, but you...
No, yeah, it
Yeah?
was all Photoshop editing.
That's
and
amazing.
It's more than one photo for that one. It's also Alexandra Ackerman. So see, I use her a lot. She's just
Yeah.
really good. And that was a lot of work, because there was multiple photos of that. So I had to, you know, make sure that they matched, like the graphic part of like the, you know, like the electric part of the Android and stuff was
Yeah.
symmetrical to the, you know, the other photo. So if she moved this way, it made sense. You know, like,
Right.
so that was a lot of work. And I
For
do
sure.
some photos like that. I did a tiger type of photo like that before, and the stripes I did all, you know, in Photoshop.
Amazing.
So
Wow.
3 photos had to match, you know, with me doing these stripes. So it's kind of when I'm doing it, I'm like, what did I get myself into?
Well, and you know what I love about that is it really speaks to, there's old school artists that really still believe that it's only the painting and that is art, right? But this really proves
Yes.
that there's such a graphic level and attention to detail that you have to have when you're
Oh, yeah.
working digitally as well.
For sure. I mean, you have to get it, the shadows just right, the lighting. And some of my fantasy stuff, it doesn't have to be like the shadows are not as
Right.
important and the lighting's not important because it's fantasy.
Right.
But some things that I do, you know, that's very crucial. And so like you get the shadow the wrong way, it doesn't look real anymore. You know, you
Yeah.
forget a little shadow, now it doesn't look like she's sitting anymore, she's floating.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird look, you know?
So it's very important to get those things.
Yeah, and I mean, so how did you train to do this work?
Like how I learned to do it initially.
Yeah.
I did go to school for a little bit on that, but most of it is I actually taught myself, because
amazing.
originally I wanted to be a 3D animator, and I didn't like the drawing process too much, because you have to draw the same thing over and over, like in different, you know, like
Oh yeah, for
rotations.
cartooning type,
Yes.
yeah.
I couldn't do that traditional drawing, and I was like, ah. So that got me into graphic design, and from graphic design I jumped into photography. And then I really pursued photography after I modeled, and I just did not like other photographers' work for me. Like, I don't know, not that I'm saying they weren't good, but just personally I was like, you know, there could be more to this, there could be more expression, there could be more of this, and that kind of what
Right.
made me inspired to become a
actually-
photographer and
that's
drop
amazing.
modeling, because I was like, well, this is more me.
I just love the story of the progression, though, you know, because it went from creative to creative to creative to creative, but every time you became more comfortable in the choice that you made to become this, and now your work definitely shows your comfort level in all of that work.
Let's look at that one
you.
creation of a goddess.
Yes, that's
That
phenomenal.
was a lot.
Unbelievable.
And that's
Now-
a whole series.
It's a whole series. That's incredible.
Now, how did you go about getting all of those arms in there?
That was all Photoshop.
Is that all Photoshop?
I had
That's
to,
amazing.
I had to find different arms, and pretty much, you know, kind of like if you see some of them are dark, some of them are like
Are they stock
seductive.
stock
Yeah, they're all
photos?
stock.
Yeah,
I
okay.
only use
That-
royalty-free images,
Right.
or I'll shoot the model sometimes in
Right.
different, you know, positions if I have to. But that was a long procedure, because there's like 8 photos in that series, and it's all creation of goddess, of her kind of from a seed becoming this goddess. And
Incredible.
that's Jessica Diaz-Drake, so she's really good too.
Incredible.
That's
Well,
amazing.
I think that your work is absolutely
Thank you.
phenomenal, and I know with the cosplay scene and the concept art, it's really an up-and-coming art too, so you're a little ahead of your game, or like in prime time or something, where some of us old schoolers who are still painting
We're
are still
still painting.
yeah.
But you know what? You know what Julia did? This this last week, I was really impressed with, as you know, she does a lot of the photography for Choices magazine because
right.
you're on the cover of the new magazine coming out this summer, and she did your picture, which was
Yes.
stunning.
And made me feel so comfortable.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
glad.
totally comfortable.
Yeah.
That's number one.
But I had her shoot a series of pictures of a girl because this particular girl had won the Judi Moreo Achievement Award, and we were going to do a story on this girl in the
Nice.
magazine. And the girl forgot to bring her trophy for the picture. And so I said to Jules, not knowing if she could do it or not, I said, is there any way you can put a trophy in her hand? The girl had a picture with her hand up, right? I said, can you put a picture in her, a trophy in her hand? Well, she actually had to take the girl's hand off, put a new hand on, put the trophy in.
Oh my gosh.
And when it got done, it's absolutely amazing.
And
To match
flawless,
her
probably.
little nail
Yeah, you
painting.
matched her nail polish and everything.
That's amazing. But it's incredible to see what can be done. You know,
It
it's like
is.
how often is our eye fooled?
A lot.
So, a lot, right?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Are you more in tune to that because of what you do?
I'd hope, I'd like to say I am. I pick up things like when I look at photos, even if I'm seeing how sharp they're, if they're good quality, I pick it up just by looking at the eyes. So if the eyes are sharp, like that determines if the whole photo is good. And then I kind of see that, and other people are like, "What are you looking at?" And I'm like, "Don't worry, like I already know these are good, these aren't good." They're like, "What do you?" I'm like, "There's a little glisten, like and that's all it tells me that
We
the
need
photo
that
is
sparkle,
good."
and
Yeah,
it
that
needs to be
sparkle.
clear.
Yeah,
the little details.
And you have
Yeah.
another picture we want to show. It was an advertisement.
Yes, it was for Melodic Journey Studios, and she creates wands, and so she needed some promo photos for her art gallery show.
She creates what?
Wands.
Wands, like magic wands?
Yeah, like creative wands. So I think she puts actually crystals inside of them, and then
Oh.
she creates them like out of different. I'm not sure what she uses exactly, but
Yeah.
they look really pretty, and they're very custom. And so she needed these photos, and so I created things that were kind of like fairy, fantasy land with the wand, like magical feeling.
Well, we need to get the two of you together, right, and create some amazing works of art.
I'll let her know.
Yeah. And then have them both on.
Yes, that would be fun.
Yes. So that's incredible. So Jules, you just fascinate me. I get
Thank
so
you.
excited every time I see your work, and
thank
I
you.
absolutely. We're going to have to try to find her picture of the Red Riding Hood because it's absolutely my
It's on my
favorite.
website.
It's
You can find it.
fantastic. So yeah, we'll have to have you send us that one
Sure.
because it's so good, and it just gives you that sense of concept art, yet in kind of a gothic, more dark way. But then the white of the
Yeah, it was like a Little Red Riding Hood, and the wolf was all airbrushed. So I had to make each little hair, and
oh
That's
my gosh,
amazing.
I love
Truly
doing
amazing.
animals in photos because I pay attention to like the little fur, because
Well,
otherwise
and,
it's
it's, and
fake.
it's like you're actually painting those animals.
Yeah,
Because
and that-
it's the
and
same
they're
as when I
realistic.
put hair on an animal, you're doing the same thing,
much.
only with the photography, which is amazing.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Absolutely
100%.
amazing. Now,
So-
what happens for you from here? What's next? What's your newest
I
creative
have a
thing?
lot of things actually lined up. I just did a Lamborghini shoot. So,
Ooh,
yeah,
cool.
I almost died out there, but it was great.
hot.
Yeah, it was very hot. So that was fun, and that's going to be more, actual on location. So I do that too. But some of the photos are going to be pretty much, like a green screen without the green screen. So I'm going
Right.
to chroma key them into different backgrounds and stuff. And so we're going to see what that comes out of. It's going to be something interesting, fantasy Lamborghini with models. So
Oh,
hopefully
that sounds awesome.
that comes out good.
Well, and we have an appointment on Thursday. I'm doing a belly painting for a friend, and then we're going to turn her into a fairy mom.
Oh,
So we're going to
Like
do that
a
on
fairy
Thursday.
goddess.
Yeah, fairy goddess mom. Yes, exactly.
is she pregnant?
Very. Oh, yeah. I'm really hoping she makes it to Thursday. But as soon as it's done, we'll maybe
Hopefully.
bring the picture into show.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm totally fascinated. When you said belly painting, I'm like, what?
No, a belly
random.
painting. You
like-
body paint the belly, and then Jules creates the background
Fantasy.
to give her that world of
How
fantasy.
fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to show that.
Yeah.
Maternity pictures are fun to do in green screen because you could be anything as well, and it's not your typical, oh, I'm pregnant,
Yeah, no,
So-
it's much more artistic.
It is.
Yeah,
That
so
is
very, very cool.
absolutely
Isn't that cool?
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, we're excited.
Would you tell our audience how they can get in touch with you and because some people are going to want to be photographed by you because you do incredible work.
Thank you, thank you. They could find me on my website at ev36.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/ev36com, or they could follow me on Instagram at ev36 Photography. So all those, or you can just Google EV36 Photography and you'll find my reviews.
And even
everything.
Pinterest.
Yeah, Pinterest. I'm everywhere.
You're everywhere,
Yeah,
aren't
So
you?
just write EV36, I'll pop up. Like,
Yeah, I actually found some of her work before I found her. So
I've heard of that.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, well, we really want to thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure to show your work to people
Thank
because it's
you.
so different and so beautiful.
Thank you.
And you're a charming person to have around.
We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love you guys.
And thank you for joining us. We'll be back in just a few moments.
The golf store you've been waiting for is now open. Bob Allen Golf is ready to help you take your game to the next level. Bob Allen Golf is located at 6415 South Fort Apache, Las Vegas 89148. Choose your favorite clubs from our selection of Bridgestone, Callaway, Cleveland, XXIO, Srixon, Ping, Wilson, and more. We'll custom fit them in our state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulator. Come hang out with us and practice on our putting green to find out which club is perfect for you. Have your clubs repaired, reshafted, and regripped in our on-site tour shop. And talk about accessories. Guys and gals will feel comfortable and look sharp in the many sizes, colors, and options of apparel from Greg Norman, Black Clover, Under Armour, and more. The team at Bob Allen Golf takes your game as seriously as you do. Join our online family at boballengolf.com and stop in the store to meet us. Remember, at Bob Allen Golf, your game is in the bag.
Welcome back. This has been so fun so far, and we've been talking about inspiration and where everyone gets their inspiration. And I guess, Ruthie, you get some of your inspiration from me because she told me to sit down here. She's going to paint my face. So I love
Beautiful face, beautiful face. But part of it is when you're a face painter, a lot of times your client is the person who is choosing the topic. So hopefully you know how to paint a lot of different topics. So just off the cuff, I'm going to ask Judi what she wants to have painted on her face.
Well, I always want stars.
Stars. Why
Yes.
stars?
Well, you know my story about stars.
No.
You don't know my story?
No.
Well, I always tell everyone in my speaking, I usually wear these gold star earrings everywhere I go, and people are like, why do you always wear the same earrings? And it's because when I was 16 years
Keep
old.
talking.
Oh, when I was 16 years old, my dad had a old spiral notebook that he used to keep all of his appointments and things in. You know, they didn't have the kind of appointment books or electronic things that we have now. So he just wrote his appointments in this old spiral notebook that he carried around with him. It had, who he had seen and who he had to go see and what he had to take to them and so on. And one day it fell on the floor and it had gold stars in it. And I said, Daddy, why does your book have gold stars? And he said, well, sometimes, days are pretty tough, and sometimes at the end of the month you have more month than you have money. And he said, after you pay all the bills and everything, you start thinking, well, I want something too, he says, you've got to do something for yourself. So he had started giving himself gold stars when he had a good day. He would put a gold star in his book, and when he had a really great day, he would sometimes put 4 or 5 or 6 gold stars in his book.
Wow.
And so when
That's
I
cool.
was 16 years old and I started work, I got myself a book and started putting gold stars in it when I had a good day. And
That's awesome.
I've been putting gold stars in my book ever since. So if I have an awesome day, I get 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 good stars. And it's funny, I had a man sitting next to me on the airplane one day, and I was sticking these gold stars in my book, and he looked at me and he goes, are you sticking those gold stars in your book for a reason? And I said, yes. And he said, why? And I said, because I had a good day. And he said, do you do that every day? And I said, sure. Do you want to look at my book? And he said, yes. And he looked at my book, and I said, did you have a good day? And he said, yes. I said, here, have some gold stars. And I gave him some. I said, get your book out. Stick these in your book. The man thought I was crazy, I'm sure.
But he probably was also more inspired to have a good day, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm actually, some of the face paints that I actually use Paradise, I use Wolf, I use lots of different ones. I actually created my own little travel set so I can have them all together and not have to carry an entire bag of face paints. But face painting to me is, I just love body and face painting because you're working with a heartbeat. You can have that conversation while you're working, and it really challenges you to work fast because you get wiggly kids, you get wiggly models, and that part's really fun. So I don't know if I get a gold star, but I'm almost done here.
Are you really
Yep.
already?
Yep, and
How am I looking?
you've got a beautiful little design. I'm going to add, I do think that we're probably going to need to add just a touch of a darker color so it will pop and show up. But right now I've got some gold. I am going to add a little glitter because what girl doesn't, you know, love glitter?
Maybe I won't wash my face for a week.
And you're right. Well, no, I think you probably ought to wash your face.
I love doing this show with you. We get to do all kinds of fun things.
I know. Now, where did I put my, oh, there it is. I like lose things. This is me. This is what I do in my life. I lose things. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this glitter right into my hand.
What you're doing, yeah.
I'm going to take a dry brush because it just pops right onto my dry brush. I've got a little glitter glue right on the stars to give you that little glam. This is really nice. I've done several Golden Knights faces, and the little bit of a glitter just gives it that little extra pop, which always looks nice. And I am going to add just a couple black swirls in there so that we can help the audience see that a little bit better, because the gold and the white isn't standing out quite as much as I'd hoped. So we're going to do just a little bit of a black outline, and we will be done with your beautiful face with gold stars.
I like it.
So I'm just going to do a little outline. It's amazing what outline does for like any kind of illustrative art, right? You can just help define a little bit, but it doesn't work with realism.
No, it doesn't.
No. So it's only this more like illustrative work that really helps it pop. And we are getting very close to being done. We'll give you a couple black swirls and you'll have a beautiful little design. All right. Quick little. Well, Judy, what you gonna go do now that you've got this beautiful little face art going on?
Yeah, I feel like I should be going out to some wonderful party or something.
You're done.
I'm done. How does that look?
Well, I think it looks absolutely stunning. Of course, then I'm the artist, so you know. Yeah,
I
it's
can
hard.
keep my face toward the camera so they
Now
can see.
that said, when you're working with a person, when you're working with their face or their bodies, and all of a sudden you're getting self-critical about your art, that is not the time for you to say, oh, that sucks. You know, you absolutely have to help people feel comfortable and just be confident. And you might say, oh, I'm going to make a quick adjustment, but you never say, oh, I'm doing so bad. You've got a person willing to sit in front of you and be your canvas.
Right.
So it's really, but it's very good for helping your attitude of not being so self-critical and
Yes.
just being a little bit more confident in what you do.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So that's our face painting for today.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Crazy Terry here with your car care tip of the day. Today's tips on cooling systems. This vehicle's got about 182,000 miles on it, so if you're checking the coolant, check the hoses too. Just feel them and see if they're soft or any signs of fatigue for the mileage on it. They don't feel bad, they look like they're still the original hose, but you want to make sure you don't go too long with these hoses because they will eventually deteriorate, cause a problem. In this case, this car's got a visible leak. The customer brought it to us. We'll pop the hood and check the cooling system. First, we just relieve any pressure that might be on the cap. Remove the cap. Take a look inside. We see it's kind of low. Now we'll start our inspection. What we found on this one is the top tank is leaking. It's got a crack in it. Pretty common for these plastic radiators to do that. You want to get to a shop right away because severe engine damage can result from overheating condition like this. In this case, it was pretty easy to see the crack was right on the top tank. But a lot of times we'll have to pressurize the system to locate the exact leak. Could be a hose in the back, could be underneath. Some of these are hard to find. But in this case, a very common leak, the top tank. When we're testing a cooling system, it's okay to use just water, but you want to make sure when you're filling it up properly, it's a 50-50 mix of antifreeze and water. It needs the water to make the chemical work, so don't just put straight antifreeze. 50-50 mix is the best way to go. Keep it clean, keep it rust-free. So as you can see, we got a pretty active leak. You got to get this fixed, or there's going to be some engine problems. If you're going to top off your own coolant, it's really not that hard. If you got a radiator cap, just make sure it's not hot. Take the cap off and take a look. In this case, we're pretty full here, but what we have is the overflow jugs empty. So we'll just add that. Once again, check your manufacturer's specs to make sure what type of coolant you have. In this case, we're using the good old green. There's gold, there's red, there's yellow, all types out there. Just want to make sure you're staying with your manufacturer recommended coolant. And that's really all there is to it. The cooling system is a major component. You'll want to service that regularly. If you have a problem, it could be too late and cost you thousands of dollars. If ever you have a problem, come into Sun Valley Automotive. It's no charge to look at your cooling system. This is Crazy Terry with your car care tip of the day.
Welcome back. And wasn't that fun?
She's amazing. Did you love Julez? I mean, she's like just
Yeah,
the sweetest lady. And
she was amazing. She's got so much talent. I mean, so much talent. I love the fact that she can do things like she did with putting the hand actually on that girl for me the other day.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty funny.
She put a trophy right in the hand and then replaced the girl's hand, and you can't tell the difference. I mean, the photograph is awesome. She can do the most amazing things.
And I'm really glad that we were able to find the Red Riding Hood picture that I love so much.
Oh yeah,
so
isn't that stunning? I love that.
just the color brilliance and the white, and the, so good.
She's talented. And speaking of talent, you did pretty good today too.
Whew, thank you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work today.
Between your wonderful face painting and getting ready for the body painting you're getting ready to do.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for that belly painting with Julez.
I've never heard of belly painting before. You're going to belly paint and she's going to photograph it. That should be
Yes.
amazing.
Yes, we're going to make one of my friends. This is a gift for a friend of mine, and we are making her look like Mother Nature and shooting her on a green screen like Julez likes to do, and then she'll fill all that in for me afterwards.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm excited.
Amazing. I mean, the art world is so interesting, isn't
Isn't
it?
it?
There's so many things.
Yeah. Especially like all this new technology and how you can definitely
Incorporate it.
Right, thank you, yes.
Yeah. Incorporate it with the old technology.
Old and new school together. Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun. Thanks. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you again real soon.